Now you have watched this video on affirming your students' strengths. We're going to move back to our student frame. Notice that we are moving from identify to affirming. And so on the top, you have your reason that you know your student's strengths, the way you think your student developed the student's strength. And now we're going to look at the bottom side, which is how do you affirm the strength in your classroom? And on this, we're going to give the reason we know this. And so for me, during the compliments project, which is a strategy linked when we get down to work time and application time below, the classmates commented on the creative stories that the student tells at lunch. And so this is something that when we asked for student input, the students gave input about the creativeness of my student. Take a moment, pause this video, write in on your frame, what do you do to affirm those strengths? Activating your students' strengths. Yvette Jackson puts it this way: teachers who deliberately tap into students' culture tap into a treasure trove of strengths, and in doing so, they set up students for academic acceleration. So we're really looking at if we can tap into our students' strengths, we can set them not only to be successful, but to really accelerate and be those proficient, efficacious learners. Now, when you're done with part 3 on the bottom side, we're going to move on to the left side of the frame, and you'll see we added on another part to our triad. We're going to identify strengths. We're going to affirm strengths. We're going to activate strengths. But it's purposely made into a circle because we are not done when we activate one strength. There are more ways that I can activate this student's imaginative strength, and I haven't done anything yet to activate the fact that the student has an assertive piece that could be really used in classroom management, or a wide focus, which may help the student focus on many things at once or have many things in the air. And so we can look at, and they're spontaneous. Sometimes we need that friend that's spontaneous that helps drag us along places. And so these are all strengths that I can affirm with this student in my classroom. So this question asks you to, how do you affirm the strength in your classroom? And so when I look at the student comes from when I was teaching characteristics of life. And one of the assignments that I gave really fit with the student really, really well. And when we're doing characteristics of life, you can do this a lot of different ways, and there's a lot of skill and drill where you can have them memorize them. But one of the ways the student really enjoyed explaining characteristics of life was by inventing a creature and explaining how this creature met those characteristics of life, how they reproduced, how they used energy, and all of those pieces that went into showing me that they really understood that to be a living creature, the creature needed to have these specific set of criteria. So for your student now, on the left side of your frame, what have you done, or what do you do, or what could you do to activate the strength of your student in the content area or in the classroom to really help them engage and grow in your class? Pause the video until you have that done. Now, we are going to take a photograph if you did this on paper, take a screenshot if you did this in Notability. You are going to insert this into that portfolio. So go back to your portfolio and put this where it says Student Frame. And now you will have Genre Switch and Student Frame filled out. Now we're going to look at what you're going to do to finish up this course. So on this slide in the presentation, there are identify, affirm, and activate, and these little parts are links. And they take you to some tree maps that give you some strategies that you can use in your classroom. And so each of these is a description or a website that talks about this as a strategy to build on this strength and something that you can try in your classroom. These are teacher-driven activities. These are students identifying their own. The format for each tree map is similar in that on the left side are ways to affirm student strengths that teachers do in their classroom and ways to affirm strengths that teachers help students identify and do themselves. There are strategies in each of the 3 categories and each of the 3 in both strategies for both. So you're going to alone or with a peer or a team, take an activity from the tree map to use it in your classroom. Then you're going to identify what activity did you select to use in your classroom, why did you select it, reference your student in the response. How will you or did you give more information to you that you can go back and add to your student frame later. So if this is an activity you're going to do this week, then tell us how you think it's going to help. If you happen to get this and do it, then go back and add in what did it give you? Did you gather more information for your student frame? And then continue through this trimester filling out this frame for your student and identifying the principles of how to identify those student strengths, how to make sure that you affirm those student strengths so that your student sees them as strengths, and how to really activate those student strengths and use them as assets in the classroom. I will come back with another video to wrap this up.